Hello and welcome to Brainwaves. In today's video, we will take a dive into the fascinating world of card games. Card games have been enjoyed for centuries by people of all ages and cultures. They are not only a source of entertainment but also a great way to sharpen your mind and enhance your social skills. From strategic battles to simple matching games, there is a card game for everyone to enjoy. Join us as we explore the most popular card games that have captured the hearts of millions around the world. We'll learn about the rules, strategies, and some interesting facts about each of these games. So, without further ado, let's begin our journey into the world of card games. Welcome to the segment on the history of poker. Poker is a card game that has a rich and intriguing history, spanning centuries and continents. Its origins can be traced back to the early 19th century in the United States, with influences from various European card games. Poker became immensely popular in the 20th century, especially during the frontier era of the Wild West. It was often played in saloons and aboard riverboats, where gamblers and cowboys gathered to test their luck and skill. Over time, poker evolved and gained prominence both as a recreational game and a competitive sport, with world-famous tournaments like the World Series of Poker. Throughout its history, poker has seen numerous variations and adaptations, further adding to its allure. So, let's explore the fascinating world of poker and discover how this beloved card game has captured the hearts of players worldwide. Now, let's dive into the rules and gameplay of poker. Poker is a game of skill, strategy, and a little bit of luck. The objective of the game is to have the best hand or to convince your opponents that you do, thus winning the pot of chips. A standard deck of 52 cards is used in poker, and the ranking of the hands from highest to lowest varies depending on the variant being played. The game typically begins with a forced bet called the ante, or blind, followed by players taking turns to make betting decisions based on the strength of their hand and the actions of other players. One of the key elements of poker is bluffing. Skilled players have the ability to deceive their opponents by betting or acting in a way that misrepresents the true strength of their hand. Strategic thinking, reading opponents, and making calculated decisions are fundamental to succeeding in poker. Now that we have a basic understanding of the rules and gameplay, let's move on to exploring some of the popular variations of poker. In this section, we will delve into some popular variations of poker. While the core principles of poker remain the same across different variations, each one has its own unique rules and gameplay elements that add excitement and challenge. One popular variant is Texas Hold'em, which rose to fame thanks to its inclusion in the World Series of Poker. In Texas Hold'em, players are dealt 2 private cards, and then 5 community cards are placed on the table. The goal is to make the best hand possible using any combination of the private and community cards. Another popular variation is Omaha Hold'em, similar to Texas Hold'em but with a few exciting twists. In Omaha, players are dealt 4 private cards, and they must use exactly 2 of their private cards and 3 of the 5 community cards to create their hand. Other notable variations include 7-card stud, where players receive a combination of face-up and face-down cards, and 5-card draw, where players have the option to replace their cards with new ones from the deck. These are just a few examples of the many poker variations out there. Each offers its own set of strategies and challenges, ensuring there's always something new to explore in the world of poker. Welcome to the section on the origins and history of Blackjack. Blackjack, also known as 21, is a popular card game that has a fascinating history spanning several centuries. Its exact origins are somewhat unclear, but it is believed to have originated in French casinos in the 1700s as a variant of a game called Vingt et un. Over time, blackjack gained popularity and made its way across Europe and eventually to North America. In the early days, it was not as widely accepted as it is today, and various rule changes were implemented to attract more players. One significant change was the introduction of a special payout for players who had a hand consisting of the ace of spades and a blackjack, either the jack of spades or clubs, which led to the game being called blackjack. Today, blackjack is played in casinos worldwide and has become a favorite among gambling enthusiasts. Its simple yet strategic gameplay and the potential for exciting wins have contributed to its lasting popularity. Let's now move on to learning the rules and gameplay of this thrilling card game. Now, let's delve into the rules and gameplay of Blackjack. Blackjack is a card game that is played between a player and a dealer. The objective of the game is to achieve a total hand value closer to 21 than the dealer without going over. To start, each player is dealt 2 cards, and the dealer also receives 2 cards, with one card face up and the other face down. Number cards are worth their face value. Face cards, Jack, Queen, King, are worth 10, and an ace can be worth either 1 or 11, depending on the player's choice. After the initial deal, players have several options. They can choose to hit, to receive an additional card, stand, to keep their current hand, double down, to double their initial bet and receive one more card, or split, if they are dealt a pair, which allows them to play 2 separate hands. The dealer follows specific rules when playing their hand, typically hitting until they reach a hand value of 17 or higher. The player wins if their hand is closer to 21 than the dealer's without exceeding the total. The game of Blackjack offers both strategy and luck, as players must assess their hand, consider the dealer's visible card, and make decisions based on probability and the risk of going over 21. Understanding the rules and employing sound strategies can significantly improve your chances of success. Now that we have a good grasp of the rules, let's explore some valuable strategies and tips to enhance our Blackjack gameplay. Welcome to the section on strategies and tips for winning at Blackjack. While Blackjack is partly a game of chance, strategic decision-making can greatly increase your chances of success. Here are a few key strategies to keep in mind. 1. Learn basic strategy. Basic strategy is a set of rules that guides players on the best decisions to make based on their hand and the dealer's up card. By following basic strategy, players can minimize the house edge and make more informed choices. 2. Understand card counting. Card counting is a technique used by skilled players to track the ratio of high to low value cards remaining in the deck. This can help determine when the deck is favorable to the player, increasing the chances of making larger bets. 3. Manage your bankroll. Setting a budget and managing your bankroll is crucial in Blackjack. It's important to avoid chasing losses and to know when to walk away, as this can protect your funds and ensure the longevity of your gaming session. Remember, Blackjack is a game that requires practice and discipline. By employing sound strategies, understanding the odds, and making informed decisions, you can enhance your chances of coming out on top. Good luck, and may the cards be in your favor. Welcome to the segment on Solitaire, one of the most popular card games played around the world. Solitaire is a single-player game that can be played using a standard deck of 52 cards. It is a great game for those times when you want to challenge yourself and exercise your mind. The exact origin of Solitaire is uncertain, but it is believed to have originated in the 18th century in Europe. The game gained popularity during the 19th century and has remained a beloved pastime ever since. Solitaire is known by different names in different parts of the world, including Patience in the United Kingdom and Klondike in North America. The game offers variations and different rule sets, but the essence remains the same: to arrange the cards in a specific order and sequence by suit. Now that we have a brief introduction to Solitaire, let's move on to learning how to play this classic card game. Now let's dive into how to play Solitaire. The goal of Solitaire is to arrange all the cards in their respective foundation piles in ascending order by suit. Here's a step-by-step guide. 1. Start by dealing a tableau of 7 piles, with the first pile containing 1 card, the second pile containing 2 cards, 1 face up and 1 face down, the third pile containing 3 cards, 1 face up and 2 face down, and so on. 2. The remaining cards are placed in the stockpile. Draw cards from the stockpile one at a time and place them face up in a separate pile called the waste pile. 3. Build the foundation piles by placing cards of the same suit in ascending order. Aces start the foundation piles, followed by 2s, 3s, and so on. 4. Move cards between tableau piles and build in descending order, alternating between colors. For example, you can place a red 6 on a black 7. 5. If you uncover a face-down card in the tableau, it is turned face up and becomes available for play. 6. Keep drawing from the stockpile and building the foundation piles and tableau until either all the cards are placed in the foundation piles, or no more moves are possible. That's the basic gameplay of Solitaire. Now, let's explore some useful tips and strategies to improve your success rate in Solitaire. Welcome to the section on tips and strategies for winning at Solitaire. While Solitaire is often considered a game of luck, employing certain strategies can greatly improve your chances of winning. Here are a few tips to keep in mind. 1. Plan ahead. Before making any moves, take a moment to analyze the tableau and the available face-down cards. Look for opportunities to uncover hidden cards or create new sequences. 2. Prioritize empty columns. Try to free up as many empty columns as possible. Empty columns provide space to maneuver and allow for more strategic moves. Move kings and other high-ranking cards to empty columns to open up new possibilities. 3. Build suit stacks. Focus on building suit stacks in the foundation piles. Whenever possible, move cards to the foundation piles to create complete sequences. This not only frees up space but also increases your chances of completing the game. 4. Use the undo function sparingly. Solitaire often provides an undo button to reverse your moves. While it can be tempting to keep undoing moves until you get the perfect sequence, resist the urge. Instead, try to play with the cards you have and embrace the challenge of working with the hand you've been dealt. Remember, the more you practice and develop your skills, the better you'll become at Solitaire. So, keep these tips in mind, be patient, and enjoy the journey of mastering Solitaire. Welcome to the segment on Bridge, one of the most popular and challenging card games in the world. Bridge is a trick-taking game that is played with 4 players divided into 2 partnerships. It requires strategic thinking, communication, and cooperation between partners. The origins of Bridge can be traced back to the early 17th century, evolving from various trick-taking games. It gained popularity in the 19th and 20th centuries and became widely played in social circles and clubs. Bridge is a game of skill that tests players' ability to accurately assess their hand, communicate with their partner, and plan their moves accordingly. It also involves bidding, where players communicate the strength and distribution of their hand to determine the contract or the final goal for that hand. Bridge is played with a standard deck of 52 cards, and each player is dealt 13 cards. The game is divided into 2 main parts, the bidding phase, where players aim to secure the contract, and the play phase, where players attempt to fulfill or defeat the contract. Now that we have a brief introduction to Bridge, let's explore the rules and gameplay of this fascinating card game. Now, let's dive into the rules and gameplay of Bridge. As mentioned earlier, Bridge is played with 4 players divided into 2 partnerships. Each player is assigned a direction: north, south, east, or west. North and south form one partnership, while east and west form the other. The game begins with the bidding phase. During bidding, players take turns making bids, which represent the number of tricks their partnership aims to win. Bids are made based on the strength and distribution of the player's hand. The highest bid becomes the contract, determining both the trump suit and the number of tricks the declaring partnership must win. Once the bidding phase is complete, the play phase begins. The player sitting to the left of the declarer leads the first trick by playing a card. Each player must follow suit if possible. If unable to follow suit, they can play a card of a different suit, or, if the contract includes a trump suit, they can play a trump card. The trick is won by the highest card of the suit led or the highest trump card played. The winner of each trick leads the next trick. The partnership that wins the trick collects the cards and continues playing until all 13 tricks have been played. Scoring in Bridge is based on achieving the declared contract. If the declaring partnership wins the specified number of tricks or more, they earn points based on the contract. If they fall short, their opponents earn points. The game continues until a partnership reaches a predetermined score. Now that we have covered the basic rules and gameplay of Bridge, let's move on to the fascinating aspect of bidding and communication. Welcome to the section on bidding and communication in Bridge. Bidding is a crucial aspect of the game as it allows players to convey information about the strength and distribution of their hand to their partner. During the bidding phase, players make bids by stating the number of tricks they believe their partnership can win, as well as the suit or no trump. The bidding continues until 3 consecutive players pass. The final bid becomes the contract that the declaring partnership must fulfill. The bidding system used in bridge can vary, but one of the most widely used systems is the standard American Yellow Card (SAYC) system. SAYC uses a range of bids to describe the strength of the hand, with bids like 1 club, indicating a minimum opening bid, and bids like 2 no trump, indicating a stronger hand with no trump suit preference. Effective communication between partners is key in bridge. Players use bidding conventions and signals to share information about their hand. Convention cards are often used to record and reference the partnership's agreements on specific bidding sequences. Some common bidding conventions include Stamen, which helps identify a 4-card major suit, Blackwood, used to inquire about aces and key cards, and Gerber, used to ask for the number of aces held. During the play phase, players also use communication techniques called signals. Signals are specific card plays that convey information to their partner about the strength or distribution of their hand. Mastering bidding and communication in bridge requires practice, as it involves understanding your partner's bids and signals, as well as observing and interpreting your opponent's actions. The more you play and gain experience, the better you'll become at recognizing patterns and making informed decisions for the success of your partnership. Now that we've covered the important aspects of bidding and communication, let's put it all together and explore the intricacies of playing bridge. Welcome to the segment on Uno, one of the most popular and widely played card games around the world. Uno is a fast-paced and exciting game that can be enjoyed by players of all ages. It is known for its colorful cards, simple rules, and unpredictable gameplay. Uno was created by Merle Robbins in 1971 and has since become a staple in many households and game nights. The objective of Uno is to be the first player to get rid of all your cards. The game combines elements of matching colors and numbers while incorporating special action cards that can turn the tide of the game. The game consists of a deck of 108 cards, including 4 different colored suits: red, blue, green, and yellow. Each suit contains cards numbered from 0 to 9, along with special action cards like skip, reverse, draw 2, and wild cards. Uno is easy to learn and can be played with 2 to 10 players. It offers variations and house rules that can add even more excitement to the game. With its portable size and simple rules, Uno has become a favorite choice for parties, vacations, and family gatherings. Now that we have a brief introduction to Uno, let's dive into the rules and gameplay of this beloved card game. Now, let's explore the rules and gameplay of Uno. To start the game, each player is dealt 7 cards from the deck, and the remaining cards are placed face down to form a draw pile. The top card of the draw pile is then turned face up to create a discard pile. The player to the left of the dealer starts the game by matching either the color, number, or the symbol of the top card in the discard pile. For example, if the top card is a blue 5, the player can play any blue card or any card with the number 5. If the player doesn't have a playable card, they must draw a card from the draw pile. Uno introduces special action cards that add twists and turns to the game. These cards include skip, which skips the next player's turn, reverse, which reverses the direction of play, and draw 2, which forces the next player to draw 2 cards and skip their turn. The most iconic card in Uno is the wild card, which allows the player to choose the next color to be played. There are also wild draw 4 cards, which not only change the color but also forces the next player to draw 4 cards and skip their turn. The game continues in a clockwise direction, with players taking turns playing cards that match the color, number, or symbol of the top card in the discard pile. The first player to get rid of all their cards wins the round. Scoring in Uno is a bit different. At the end of each round, the winner earns points based on the cards left in opponents' hands. Points are recorded and the game continues until one player reaches a certain predetermined score. Now that we've covered the basic rules and gameplay of Uno, let's explore some strategies and tips to enhance your chances of winning. Welcome to the section on strategies and tips for winning in Uno. While Uno does involve an element of luck, employing certain strategies can greatly enhance your chances of coming out on top. Here are a few tips to keep in mind. 1. Card management. Pay close attention to the cards in your hand. Try to get rid of high-value cards early on as they can accumulate points if you're unable to play them. Save cards like Draw 2 and Wild Draw 4 for opportune moments when you can put your opponents at a disadvantage. 2. Pay attention to opponents. Observe the cards played by your opponents and try to deduce the color or number they might be lacking. Use this information strategically to force them to draw more cards or change the color to your advantage. 3. Use action cards wisely. Don't use your action cards, such as skip or reverse, too early in the game. Save them for times when they can disrupt your opponent's plans or when you're in a tight spot and need to buy yourself some time. 4. Bluffing. Uno allows for some strategic bluffing. If you have a playable card of the same color, consider bluffing by quickly playing a different card and hoping your opponents won't challenge it. However, be cautious as challenging it successfully may result in you drawing additional cards. 5. Be mindful of challenges. Before challenging a player who has played a wild card, carefully assess whether they might actually have a matching card. Challenging too frequently and losing can result in a penalty of drawing additional cards. Remember, and that's a wrap for our exploration of the most popular card games. We hope you've enjoyed learning about these captivating games and maybe even found a new favorite to try out. Card games have stood the test of time, providing us with endless hours of fun and excitement. Whether you prefer the strategic battles of poker and bridge, the fast-paced thrill of Blackjack, the solo challenge of Solitaire, or the family-friendly fun of Uno, card games offer something for everyone. Remember, card games are not only a great way to pass the time but also a fantastic way to connect with friends and family. So gather around a table, shuffle the deck, and let the games begin. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of the most popular card games. Stay tuned for more exciting content on Brainwaves.